Hey, friends. Come on, jump in the Happy Van and let's take a little trip along the Columbia River in Oregon. The A in your brain remodeling project stands for antidote, which is all about the professional help that is available to you, including medication, which is what we're going to talk about in this video today. It is very difficult for me to stay on the peaceful path in regards to the subject of medication for mental health issues. There is so much stigma. I don't want to take medication. You're weak if you take medication. You just need to pray more. You need to run more. Medication is a sign of weakness. You're just a terrible person if you take medication.
Just suck it up.
Can't think straight when you're on medication. How can you be a good parent if you're taking medication? Certainly can't be a leader. You're not true to yourself if you're taking medication for your mental health issues. I say phooey. And you people who've never been in the deep, dark hole and never been haunted by thoughts that you just can't seem to control. You haven't been there. You don't know what it's like. Just shut up.
Yes, it does make me angry when people are judgmental about this. But more important than that is that it hurts. I mean, I have this weakness anyway, thinking that I'm no good, I'm a loser, I'm weak. So, when you say things like that, and when you try and tell people they shouldn't be on medication, they should get off of it, then you're only doing harm. You're not helping anybody by saying that. In fact, that's one of the problems with medications is people, especially at first and when you're young, you get on it and you start feeling better. And you do more and then you say, I don't need this medication, so you get off of it. If you have a serious issue like I do, you realize that you're not the person you want to be when you don't have your medications. I mean, ask my wife, would she rather have me on my mental health medications or not? I think you'll find a pretty clear answer there. And I understand not everybody needs medication. But some people absolutely need medication. And you should not deny them that. Let me try and explain it this way. I also have a high blood pressure problem. I've gone to the ER with a blood pressure of 225 over 112. But see, I've had high blood pressure since I was in my 30s. And I used to run, and I've run some 10Ks. I actually, at one time in my early to mid 30s, ran a mile in under 6 minutes. Now, I know that's no record, but for an average person, I think that's pretty good. And when I went 5 years ago, that's when I had that highest blood pressure. They put me through a stress test, did every test they could do, because my doctor was saying, I don't know why we can't get this blood pressure under control. And during the stress test, the people who were conducting it, including a PA, she said, are you an athlete? And I was like, no. She says, you have a heart of an athlete. And even Monday when I went in and he looked at all of my tests from then, I've got no clogged arteries. I've got no heart disease. I just get high blood pressure. If I stop taking my blood pressure medications completely right now, chances are, I wouldn't live very long. That's just a reality. My blood pressure and my mental illness issues are really, it's a lot the same. I've got to do everything I can think of to help with these issues. So I understand if you don't like medication, but it's just a reality in my life. I went on and off. But I've come to the determination that I just can't go off my medications. I have to stay on them, just like I have to visit a therapist at least once a quarter, once every 6 months. I have to see my psychiatrist every year and have her look at the medications and see if there's something new, or same as I would do with my cardiologist. I have to look each year at everything I'm doing and see where we're going with it.
Okay, I know I got really long-winded there. Let me just say a couple more things about medication for mental health issues. First of all of us are individuals, and we respond to medications differently. But there are many, many medications out there for anxiety and depression and other mental health issues. You need to find the medications that work right for you. And the best person to help you with that is a really good psychiatrist. You know, your family doctor or whoever you go see on a regular basis can do a certain amount, but they have a limited knowledge of all the medications out there. You really need to see a psychiatrist. I don't know how to emphasize that enough. A psychiatrist will work with you and help you find the medications that actually work for you. You know, it's no different than going to a specialist doctor. It's no different than going to my cardiologist. I go to my cardiologist because he's got a lot of experience and I can trust what he tells me. And let me just wrap up. The last thing I want to do is probably repeat the first thing I said, and that is you are not weak if you need medication for your mental health issues. Make your life better. Do it sooner than later. I didn't get on my anxiety medications, which have made the most difference for me, until I was in my early 60s. And I can think a lot of things in my life that would have gone better if I had better control over my anxiety. Do what's best for you and stop listening to the people that just don't understand. One last thing. There may be people who can rise above their mental health issues without taking medication, even with more serious issues. But I believe there's not any of us who can work on just one of the 5 areas in the Brain Remodeling Project and rise above all of our mental health issues. There may be people who can go without medication, and that's fine. There are people who have really focused on nutrition, for example, and can rise above most of their mental health issues. Okay, friends, thanks for hanging in there with me on this one. We'll spend more time talking about medication and other treatments. So please subscribe and come back, and hey, if you could share this with people who could use it, I'm hoping it'll help and we can make a difference. I thank you, and I want you to know that you are loved and you're going to be okay.